Hello, everyone. It's me again. Hopefully, you remember my name is Miss Trincherry, or you can call me Miss T. And the last time I spoke with you all, I gave you a little introduction to the MoCo CAP program. So today, I would love to give a quick overview of your first MoCo CAP career coaching session. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We are going to talk about something today called the RIASEC, which is really going to help you start your journey of this career coaching process. All right, so there are a couple things I want to do with you during this time. The first is a quick recap of what the MoCo CAP program is. Second is to give a little overview of what our career coaching process looks like. Third is go through each letter of the RIASEC with you. And then finally, just a quick little wrap up to make sure that we can summarize everything that we've gone through together today. All right, so let's start with what is MoCo CAP. Hopefully you remembered that MoCo CAP stands for the Montgomery County Career Advising Program. And basically what that means is this program is specifically designed for you. So we will all collectively be doing this work together, but it's really important that you can take each of these pieces that we talk about and tailor them specifically to yourself. So how do these things apply to me personally? And basically, there is one of me. There's a career coach in every single middle and high school now in Montgomery County. So career coaches like myself can help you navigate from where you are now in middle school to where you're going next in high school to finally deciding your future plans after high school. Are you going straight into a career? Are you taking a little time off? Are you maybe going to college? We're going to help you start to think about that process. Okay, so an overview of the career coaching process is as follows. First, it's just really important to think about the fact that when you're planning for the future, thinking about a career is a really big part of that. And I do want to make super clear that career coaching, it's not just a one-time thing that we talk about. It is a lifelong process that we go through. So even just by the end of this session here, or by the end of maybe an individual session you have with me, that's not it for career coaching. It's a process that lasts you throughout your entire life. So the first step in this process is all about self-awareness, doing a little reflection on who am I personally. The next step is career awareness and thinking about what kinds of careers even are out there. What are my options with careers? Then you would go into the career exploration phase where you dig a little deeper into finding out more about careers. What is the pay like for them? What's the day to day? Those kinds of things. What kind of education would you need? Then you move into career preparation where you start actually practicing the work. Maybe you have something like an internship. And then finally, you have career training where you start the job. So again, this is a lifelong process. You might go through this process a couple times throughout your life because it's also very possible you don't just have one career your entire life. And that's totally fine. You might, but not necessarily. So I do want to make sure you're comfortable with the fact that you don't have to just pick one job and stick with it forever. That's the point of learning about this whole process so that you can keep doing this reflection piece on your own throughout the years as you continue to grow and change as an individual. But we are going to start with this first process of self-awareness. So basically, that's just doing some self-reflection of who am I? And that's where we're going to spend a lot of our time together initially to start. Okay, and there are three things that we will specifically be reflecting on: your strengths, which are what are the things that you're good at, your interests, which are what are the things that you enjoy, and then finally your values, which are what are the workplace values, the things in a job that are important to you. Okay, for now though, we're just going to start with your interests. So the thing that will help us to talk about your interests is this tool called the RIASEC. So each of those 6 letters in RIASEC stand for a different word. And basically, this is a way for us to simplify our discussion and have a shared common language when we're discussing careers. So since maybe you're like, oh, I'm interested in sports, or I like poetry, or I like to dance, that's fantastic, but we want to find a way to simplify this discussion when we're talking to each other about career conversations. All right, so let's dig into the RIASEC. So just to define it one more time, the RIASEC is a language used for career exploration, okay? So as we go through each one of these, I really want you to take some time to reflect on how much does this feel like it relates to you personally. So for each of the six of them, kind of think about them individually and then rank them of how much do I feel like this theme relates to me personally? Totally, like is that absolutely you or not at all? Maybe a little bit, maybe you're not sure. I really just want you to think about that as we go through this process of learning about each of these six words, okay? So first up is R for realistic. The keyword that goes with this one is doers. So basically, these people really enjoy hands-on work. So they're really like in the action. So that might be that they enjoy being physically active, maybe doing things outside, such as gardening, growing plants, anything along those lines. It could be that they enjoy working with animals. It could also be that they enjoy working with tools and machines, and maybe they like to repair things or build things. Okay, so again, these people are doers and they love hands-on work. So go ahead and take a moment, think about that specifically in relation to a potential job in the future. How much do you feel like realistic feels like you? Okay, next up, we are on to I for investigative. The keyword here is thinkers. So these people really like to think deeply about things. They really like to think about like the why behind things. So it could be that they really enjoy conducting experiments or solving puzzles or other kinds of problems. They might want to understand why things happen and do some research to find some answers. So I'll give an example. Personally, investigative is one of my top themes because I love psychology, which is trying to understand human behavior. So, like, why are people doing the things that they do? So, this is personally one that I love to just dig a little deeper and be like, but why is this stuff happening? So, if for instance that sounds like you, if you enjoy science, math, those kinds of things, maybe investigative is one of the themes that you would like to claim. So, do a little reflection. How much does investigative feel like it relates to you? And we are on to A for artistic. So in this case, artistic could be what you would traditionally think of as artistic, which would be people who like to paint and draw and sketch, those kinds of things. But also, it's a lot of other things too. So the keyword for artistic is creators. So in addition to those people who like to paint and draw, it could also be people who really enjoy things such as playing musical instruments or people who like to write. So if you like to write stories or poetry, write songs, any of those kinds of things, that definitely would fall within this artistic theme as well. Also, people who enjoy fashion design. You like to design clothes and mix and match patterns and outfits, or people who enjoy interior design, which is when you design a space like a room. How does this furniture all work together in a room? Okay, so essentially, these people who claim the artistic theme, they really like to think outside of the box. There's no kind of limitations on their imagination. All right, so go ahead and take a moment, rank that one for yourself. And maybe take a quick pause to think about from those first three realistic, investigative, and artistic. Which one from just those three would be your first, your most like you theme, your second, and your third? Just to help you start to organize them a little bit in your mind. But we're going to go ahead on to our next one, which is S for social. And so our keyword here is helpers. So I do want to make something really clear with this one that personally, if I hear the word social, that makes me think you love talking to other people and working directly with other people. That can be true for this social theme, but it doesn't have to be true. So, for instance, there are plenty of ways that you can help other people without directly interacting with them, such as if you like to do volunteer work and maybe you donate stuff. That doesn't necessarily mean you're interacting with others. Or if you work in IT with computers, maybe you are helping people virtually, but you're never actually physically interacting with them. Okay, so just because you might be someone who's like, I really don't like talking to other people, that's fine. You still might feel like social is one of your top themes. It doesn't have to be true, but it could be. So people who claim social as their top one of their top themes tend to really like to do things like leading discussions, maybe doing volunteer work, possibly listening to others and helping them with their problems, such as like a therapist. It could also be people who like to teach or mentor, coach, train other people. So, most likely, a lot of the staff members in your building, including myself, would probably rank this as one of their top themes. And it could also be people in healthcare who like to take care of others, maybe help to heal them, as well as people who like to advocate for social justice. All right, so a lot of different things that can go into this one, all kind of with the theme of helping other people. All right, so rank social for yourself. How much do you feel like that one relates to you? We have 2 left. We are now on to E for enterprising. Your keyword for this one is persuaders. So essentially, people who like to try to convince other people, you should be thinking the same way that I'm thinking, or you should do this thing I'm trying to get you to do. So these people might enjoy debating ideas, maybe being the leader of a group, maybe also trying to sell things. So it could be someone who's an entrepreneur and has their own business. This could also be like politicians who, again, are like, you should vote for me. You should like my platform, those kinds of things. All right, so that is enterprising. Reflect on that one, please. Rank it for yourself. And we're on to our last letter, which is C for conventional. And our keyword here is organizers. So people who claim the conventional theme really like to have things that are like in a set plan. They like structure and order. So maybe they like to organize collections of things, be responsible for the details, be the person who makes the plan, or likes to make lists and cross items off. Maybe they like to organize and find patterns in data. So any of those kinds of things. Personally, this is again one of my top themes too. I'm really someone who's like, I like things neat and tidy and in the box. I like to just know it's this and then this and then this. All right, so please rank that one for yourself as well. And then we're going to do the most important step, which is to reflect on realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional, and think about what are the top 3 themes that you think you want to claim, at least for right now. It's totally possible that over time, these themes might change a little of what feels like it relates the most to you, just because you change and you grow in the future, and that's totally normal. But for now, at least, try to pick what you think your top 3 themes are. And then you want to think about them as a code of 3 letters. So for myself, my top 3 in the order of most like me to second most like me to third most like me are social, conventional, investigative. So my RIASEC code would be SCI, just the first letter of each one. Okay, so go ahead and think about that for yourself. What would be your top 3? What would be the first letter of each of those? And that would be your RIASEC code. I definitely want to talk to each of you a little bit more about that in the future. So please feel free to stop by and talk to me sometime or send me an email. And just to wrap up from today's session, I hope that you can answer these 3 questions to yourself. First, what is my job as a career coach? Second, what are the 3 topics I will be helping you reflect on? A little hint, they start with the letters S, I, and V. And third, what are your top 3 RIASEC themes that you claim, and what do each of those mean? All right, so each day, try to do a little bit of self-reflection. How does what I'm doing in class relate to those themes? Do I like this thing? Do I not? As I said, we can definitely talk more in the future. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. Have a terrific day. Bye.